What's good, y'all? What's good? What's good? Coming to y'all a little late. Now, you got the Lakers beating up on the Warriors, but I think the Warriors are starting to make a comeback. Now, before I get into some of my reviews, I just want to talk about this game real quick. First of all, this Warriors team is trash. They got no bigs. All right. Steph Curry's playing his worst basketball this year. All his numbers is down. The man is averaging 22 points a game. Steph Curry looked like 2011 Steph Curry. He don't even look like the Steph Curry that we call the greatest three-point shooter of all time. He don't look like that Steph Curry. Okay. So this Golden State Warriors team is just, they need to hit the reset button. And the fact that they didn't get Kevin Durant is crazy. That's crazy. Now, you don't see Luka on the floor, but yet they're still playing good basketball and getting stops. The Lakers been winning games by playing defense, by the way. This is without Luka on the floor. So that just goes to show you the pieces around them are still forcing turnovers, playing good basketball. I'm just saying. Hold on for a sec. I'm just trying. What the hell is wrong with this thing? Why is it not working? So he said Austin Reeves' last game being the ball. Wow. Now, this Warriors team, they got Jimmy Butler. First of all, can somebody tell me what is Jimmy Butler going to do for the Golden State Warriors? He don't move the needle. This is a bad trade. This don't make the Golden State Warriors better at all. They're the 11th seed. They look like they're going to go down and creep even more. So if the playoffs were to start today, the Golden State Warriors wouldn't make the playoffs. Then you talk about playoff Butler, playoff Jimmy. Well, guess what? Playoff Jimmy can't be in the playoffs and be playoff Jimmy if he don't play regular season games. He got to go to the regular season first. And the Golden State Warriors don't got enough talent to carry Jimmy Butler for the regular season before he could become playoff Jimmy. So he's not going to even get an opportunity to be playoff Jimmy because they're going to get bounced up out of there anyway. They're not going to make the playoffs. Hold on, let me do this. So they don't even play enough basketball. Yeah, Steph looks like he's declining. I mean, averaging 22 points a game. He's not having his best season. Butler and Draymond Green going to fight? Yeah, Jimmy Butler is going to be a problem. He's a very toxic basketball player. He's not worth the headache. They give this man $60 million. They sign an extension for Jimmy Butler? That's your Klay Thompson replacement? See, the difference is when Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, and Steph Curry was on the Warriors and they were going to the finals, this and that, they had a good supporting cast around them. This is not the case this time. They got no rim protection. Their role players are trash. This is not the same Golden State Warriors team, man. They don't got pieces like that. And the Miami Heat, you pick up Andrew Wiggins? Okay, what you gonna do with that? Miami Heat ain't gonna go nowhere with no damn Andrew Wiggins. Well, I mean, the NFL don't need nothing about attention, man. The Super Bowl is gonna blow the doors off the hinges. The Super Bowl is gonna get more ratings than the NBA can even dream about. So if you're the NFL, you don't have nothing to worry about. Why waste your time with the little bitty NBA? The NFL is not worried about the NBA. The NBA does nothing. There's nothing to damage the NFL. The NFL has no NBA problems. The Super Bowl will outdo any NBA game, okay, in ratings. They're just fine. Now, the Cleveland Cavaliers got a little bit better from what I heard. Right? They may actually be good this postseason because that's what they really need to be. That's what we're really looking for, is to see that. Now, Brandon Ingram going to the Raptors. It's a long term thing, you know. Yeah, the Knicks could have used some upgrades. The Bucks got Kyle Kuzma. Is that a good trade? Did y'all like that? Y'all like the Kyle Kuzma trade? I think it just makes people realize that the Milwaukee Bucks is old. Even the people in the media said this Milwaukee Bucks team is old. So they get rid of one of the old men, senior citizens, that is Chris Middleton. So they replace him with Kyle Kuzma. That's the best you could do. Take it. He's a younger player, more durable. The Bucks need to get young. That's what they need to do. Now, I like to talk about this other thing too, so I'm all over the place. But let me talk about Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant and the Phoenix Suns is just like the Golden State Warriors. Two teams going nowhere. If you're Kevin Durant, you should have asked for a trade. But I give Kevin Durant props for just staying there. He looks like he's really happy losing games in Phoenix because he had a chance to leave. And I know you don't like Golden State. You don't like being Steph Curry's puppet. You don't like being the guy that ran to Steph Curry for championships. But, dog, your best chance to win the championship is to go back to Steph Curry. You, Draymond Green, and Steph Curry all on the same team with that supporting cast would be a little bit better. Now, that moved the needle a little bit because Kevin Durant is better than Jimmy Butler. Kevin Durant and Steph Curry is a good 1-2 combo. You know, you're not making any moves in Phoenix. It's not like Phoenix is the second seed in the Western Conference. Why not leave? Why are you wasting your time with Phoenix? Just admit that you failed. You failed with the Brooklyn Nets. You failed with the Phoenix Suns. You failed with every team that you went to. Or you just putting up these bullshit empty stats. Now I'm going to put the empty stat label on you because LeBron James ain't providing empty stats no more. Recently, LeBron James has been playing basketball like he just will winding the clock back. LeBron James is playing efficient, good basketball. I'm not taking nothing away from him. He's not playing empty stats no more. It's KD. KD is the one with the empty stats now. Wasting your time in Phoenix. You could be on the move. Now, I don't know how good this Laker team is, but for a team that y'all say don't play good defense, they sure playing it now. They sure playing some good defense now. And they picked up a piece from Charlotte. Now, this is a little bit misleading because this guy from Charlotte, he putting up good numbers on a bad team. He's not going to put those numbers up for the Lakers. All he needs to do is just catch alley-hoops and defend the rim. That's your job in LA. You don't need to be a good basketball player for the Lakers. He definitely don't need to score. Holy shit. Draymond Green just got his head rocked by his own player. Jimmy Butler is going to put up a bunch of empty stats for the Golden State Warriors. They're about to go down. I won't be surprised if the Golden State Warriors are the 12th seed. I think the Lakers are going to move up to the 4th or 3rd seed. The Lakers are about to be 11 games over 500. They haven't been that in a while. So the Lakers are playing good basketball. On paper, the Lakers are a title contending team. 2 top 10 players in the world. 1 top 5 player in the world. That's a title contender, dog. That's a title contender. So my energy for the Lakers is going to change. I'm just letting y'all know ahead of time. I'm going to be suspecting the Lakers to win games because they got everything they need. Can't tell me they don't got a big no more. They just pick up the dude from Charlotte. On paper, who's a walking double-double. Come on now. You should have just gave it up and said they were title contender teams before the trade even happened. Because before this trade even happened to get that big from Charlotte Hornets, they're already title contending team. The minute you put Luka on that team, they become title contenders. He's a man that led his team as the number one option to the NBA Finals. If you lead your team to the NBA Finals as the number one option, and you consider the top 5 player in the world, they just said on TV, Luka's one of the top 4 best players in the world. That's a title contending team. With LeBron James is a title contending team. Yeah. A lot of people don't know of Mark Williams because nobody watched the Charlotte Hornets. He does put up empty stats on the Charlotte Hornets, though, because Charlotte Hornets is a losing team. Somebody has to put up points if we're on a bad basketball team. I can score double digits on a bad basketball team. Does that mean I'm good? Somebody got to shoot the ball. But he's a big. He's 7 foot. He could catch alley hoops. He could defend. That's all the Lakers need. They don't need the double-double. They just need a guy that could defend and occasionally rebound. They got their big. I said they could get it from anywhere. People are like, where are they going to get their big from? Come on. Role players are like leaves on a tree. They're everywhere. You can always find a replacement. You worry about the superstars first. Then you fill the roster up with role players. You have a chance to get Luka, who's a generational talent like y'all say he is. Well, if he's all these things you say he is, I don't have that much faith in Luka. All right. To me, Luka is just another version of a Carmelo Anthony. Good offense, no defense. And you can make a case Carmelo Anthony was better offensively than Luka. Carmelo Anthony definitely was a better three-point shooter. To the dome. Carmelo Anthony definitely was a better post-up player. Carmelo Anthony definitely was a better mid-range shooter than Luka. So all around, Carmelo Anthony still was a better scorer than Luka. But Luka is this generation's Carmelo Anthony. From a standpoint that he puts up some good numbers, but, he don't play no defense, just like Carmelo Anthony. But now he's on a team that's better than ever to try to win the championship because Melo never played with this much talent before. But Luka did. Luka, throughout his career, was able to play with more talent than Carmelo Anthony. Now, always keep that in mind. You always got to look at the talent pool, right? Carmelo Anthony didn't play with a Kyrie Irving, Oh, yeah. Think about it. Carmelo Anthony was one of the best mid-range shooters. He definitely had better handles than Luka. Come on now. Carmelo Anthony had a nice left-to-right crossover. Carmelo Anthony used to give LeBron James headaches. He used to torture LeBron James in the post. He's a better post-up player than Luka. Every aspect of scoring, Carmelo Anthony is better than Luka at. Think about it. Luka can't post up like Carmelo Anthony. He can't play bully ball like Carmelo Anthony. He can't shoot the three ball like prime Carmelo Anthony. Remember how many threes Carmelo Anthony used to knock down from the New York Knicks? 3 to the dome, kid. Carmelo Anthony. Put some respect on that boy name. Carmelo Anthony was a problem. Everybody who played against Carmelo Anthony in his prime said that man could score. Hard time stopping Carmelo Anthony from scoring. Carmelo Anthony used to cook LeBron James. He used to flat out destroy LeBron James on offense. LeBron James, he even hit a game winner on LeBron. He gave Kobe fits. Kobe said guarding Carmelo Anthony was like fighting a grizzly bear. That's Kobe Bryant's words. Guarding Carmelo Anthony was like fighting a grizzly bear. That's what he said. That's Kobe's words. That's Kobe's words. But Kevin Durant dropped the ball, G Money. He should have been he should have been what you call it? Traded. Yeah, Carmelo Anthony never been to the finals, but that's a team accomplishment. Carmelo Anthony never played with a Luka. I mean, not a Luka. Carmelo Anthony never played with a Kyrie Irving in his prime. By the time he got to Allen Iverson was already 10 years in the league. Damn near almost his way out the door. That wasn't prime MVP Allen Iverson. Carmelo Anthony's best partner in his prime was Allen Iverson. Jimmy Butler ain't better than no Carmelo Anthony. Carmelo Anthony was a superstar in his prime. Jimmy Butler is not. All these guys had was just better teammates than Carmelo Anthony. If you give Carmelo Anthony a LeBron James, Carmelo Anthony a D-Wade, he would have had championships. And the funny thing about it is, if Carmelo Anthony went to Detroit Pistons, he would have had a championship. Because I believe Detroit Pistons won the championship in, correct me if I'm wrong, Carmelo Anthony got drafted in 2003. Yeah, the Pistons won a championship in 2005. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. The Pistons won a championship in 2005, right? So if Melo was on that roster with that team, he would have had a championship. Something Jimmy Butler and Luka wouldn't have. It's all about timing and just being on the right team. Carmelo Anthony was a way better scorer than Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler's a better two-way player, though. I give you that. I give you that. He's a better defensive player than Carmelo Anthony. Carmelo Anthony is just like Luka. They don't guard. They don't play defense. But on a scoring tip, Jimmy Butler would never be a better scorer than Carmelo Anthony. Carmelo Anthony's scoring level was damn near superstar-ish. That's what made him a superstar, because he was elite at something. But Jimmy Butler ain't elite at nothing. He's just good at things. That's the difference. Carmelo Anthony is one of the greatest scorers of all time in NBA history. Flat out, one-on-one. And all the greats will tell you this. Guarding Carmelo Anthony was a headache. Same thing they're saying about Luka. They say guarding Luka is a problem. You know, he could do whatever he wants on a basketball court offensively. Who that reminds you of? Carmelo Anthony. Brandon Ingram going to the Raptors is a good trade. That's a good trade, too. Now, Jimmy Butler may have gone to the finals, but going to the finals, we're not celebrating that. That's a new generation thing. Nobody celebrates you going to the finals. Nobody cares. Jason Kidd went to the finals twice for the Nets. They didn't win, so what's the point of talking about it? That don't mean he's a better basketball player than another type of point guard just because he went to the finals twice. How about winning it? A lot of people went to the finals one time and never went back. Ooh, is this true? Bojan Bogdanovic? I'm butchering his name, but he goes to the Clippers? That's a good pickup. That boy can shoot. That boy can shoot. That boy can shoot. That's a good pickup. So the Clippers made a good trade. Now, yeah, the Clippers getting DeAndre Hunter is a good pickup for the Cavaliers. Cavaliers getting DeAndre Hunter is a good pickup. That's a good pickup. That's a good player that the Cavaliers will definitely need come playoff time. The Cavaliers may just actually be a good playoff team after all. They just might be. They just might be. Only difference between Carmelo Anthony and a lot of other greats, Melo just never had a surrounding amount of talent around him. By the time he got to New York, we surround him with a bunch of old parts. He went to the New York Knicks with an out of prime Jason Kidd, you know, players like that. And a player of the week with Jeremy Lin, Steve Novak, good 3-point shooter, but he wasn't going to move the needle. Melo never had the talent or never had the opportunity to play with a lot of talent, but in a case he did. I'm not giving him a pass for it. I'm not giving him a pass. Melo could have went to the Bulls to play with D Rose. He chose to take money over championships. That is true. Now, you can say he chose money over championships. I will agree with you on that. But if you're just going to keep it a buck, he never had his best teammate he ever played with in his prime was an agent Allen Iverson, who just wasn't the same anymore. They were a solid team, though. They were a solid team. But his best player that he ever played with was, Amari Stoudemire was done, man. He was injury prone. Melo went to a Knicks team that was depleted, that couldn't get good players too much. It's just a problem with New York, the same problem you see now. We still can't get a superstar. We get all these secondary pieces. But I tell you this much: if Melo had Jalen Bronson and Karl Anthony Towns as teammates in New York, maybe he probably would have won the championship. He would have messed around and won the championship. Even Melo said it on his podcast. If he had that roster that the New York Knicks had now, he would have won the championship. You pick Carmelo Anthony with that roster that the Knicks have now, he probably would have had a ring or at least went to the finals. But I don't celebrate going to finals. That's just what it is, man. KD shot himself in the foot. Why KD didn't get traded, dog? You should have just got traded, man. Are you stupid? What's wrong with this dude? KD don't want to win? You don't want to end your career off some championships? You should have swallowed your pride and went back to Golden State. That's what you should have did. And the Pelicans, this means the Pelicans, they got rid of Brandon Ingram. So they're putting all their stock into what? CJ McCollum and fucking injury-prone Zion Williamson. New Orleans, you just fucked up. But I realize you had to do something. But don't put your stock into no damn Zion Williamson. Get rid of Zion and just look for some draft picks. You're going to be a lottery team for the next couple years, buddy. Get rid of Zion. Get rid of Zion. He's just taking up space in your money. Yeah, that is a big three. Shit, that would have been a big three. You know, Melo's definitely upset that he didn't get to play with that type of talent that you see on the Knicks right now. You know, but you are right, homie CJ. You know, Melo's never been to the big dance or nothing like that. But I mean, some players never had that fortune, you know, of doing it. Like Dominique Wilkins, he never had a cast around him to go to the NBA Finals. Now, regardless of all the classic battles he had with Jordan or the classic battles he had with Larry Bird, he was the only guy doing something. He didn't have the luxury of having a good supporting cast. He didn't even have a Horace Grant on his team. He couldn't even get a Horace Grant on that Atlanta Hawks team. That team was trash. He was the only good dude on it. He never had a Scottie Pippen. He never had a Tony Kukoc. He never had Isaiah Thomas. He never had anything. He played for a trash franchise for putting up bullshit stats that don't do nothing because your team sucks. You know what I'm saying? And it looks like Dennis Schroeder left the Miami Heat with this a 4-team trade. I thought he was going to go to the Miami Heat. The Miami Heat shot themselves in the foot. They in rebuilding mode. That team ain't going nowhere with no damn Andrew Wiggins. But if you pick Kevin Durant on that Miami Heat team and you find some way to keep that roster, at least most of the players, you may be on some. And you know who got better? The Dallas Mavericks. They got Salad Martin. That's a guy that is a good role player come playoff time. He's going to help Dallas. Salad Martin with AD. You get the Dallas Mavericks trying to win the championship right now. They putting all their cards on the table and say we want to win the championship right now. That's what they're trying to do. They're big believers in defense wins championships. Let's see if that's true. Let's see if that still holds weight in 2025. And guess what? It does. Because all the teams that won championships were teams that played good defense. Even today in 2025, you had to play some form of defense to win the championship. But Draymond, Jimmy Butler, Steph Curry, they don't do nothing for this Warriors roster. This is a bunch of babies. They got nobody to defend. Where's their post-up presence? Where's their inside presence? They got nothing. This Warriors team is shot. The Phoenix Suns team is shot. They're done. Phoenix Suns is trash. You got Bradley Beal, who's stuck on a no-trade contract. He got a no-trade clause. Who the fuck want to give Bradley Beal a no-trade clause? Like he really deserves that. And you guys the Warriors overpaid for Jimmy Butler. He damn near about to make more money than Steph Curry. He's not even the best player on the team. Steph Curry got 4 championships. And he ain't getting paid more than Jimmy Butler, who got 0? Something wrong. Yeah, homie. CJ, you may be right. Picking up Salad Martin. He's good playoff tester. He's a good role player for the playoffs. He does all the little things that help you win. Yeah. Lakers got no inside presence? Yes, they do. They got some now. Martin Williams does give them an inside presence. That's alley hoops for Luka. Mark Williams will give you that. He's 7 foot. They already made the trade. All they got was they did pay the big price for him though. They did. They got rid of some draft picks. Who else they got rid of, man? I forget who they got rid of, but they did get rid of some of their roster. Oh yeah, no rebounding. Well, that's on both parts because Golden State Warriors ain't got no rebounds neither. Yeah, he is injury prone, but a lot of people say, hey, you traded for another AD. You got a poor man's version of Anthony Davis back. You got defense and rebounding. And you was able to get another all-star to combine it with. A guy that y'all call a superstar. But Luka ain't no superstar. Sorry, Luka is not a superstar. Yes, agree. He definitely ain't worth no first-round pick. But the Lakers are trying to beat by making that move. They're trying to win the championship right now. Lakers are in win now for a championship. I don't care what nobody say. You make moves to cover up all your flaws. You looking to win the championship now. They got a closer in Luka, and they got a guy that could play all around game in LeBron James. They got a good supporting cast with Van der Beek, average defender. You got Gabe Vincent. You got Austin Reeves. You got a squad. Yeah, the Mavs blow out Boston without AD is a problem. And they picked up Slab Martin too, Chi-Town. So yeah, now I'm a little bit sold on Dallas. I wasn't before, but I may be now because I think they got a good supporting cast. They still got all those same pieces they had. They still got more bigs than the Lakers, even without getting Anthony Davis. They still had bigs. He said Jordan Poole was their future. But the Phoenix Suns, Phoenix Suns really, yeah. Oh, the Lakers gave up Connect. That's 3-point shooting. They gave up Connect. Yeah, they definitely got better. He just had to stay on the court. They got everything they need, but they did get rid of Connect and Cam Reddish. Rotational pieces. If you got Austin Reeves, you don't need Connect. Um, I'm not too sure. That's a good pass. I say that's 50-50. Denver didn't really make that much improvements. Denver is a team that is not as good as they used to be in yesteryears. Denver's not that good no more. They got Minnesota problems. They still can't beat Minnesota. And Anthony Edwards been going off lately. He had 49-point games, 40-point games. The fact that Anthony Edwards is leading his team to the postseason is pretty crazy. Houston is 100% fool's gold. But if Houston should have made a chance to go and get KD, KD should have left. He should have left Phoenix. This is one case I will say that KD should have asked for a trade. I usually say that he's always begging for a trade. He's a mercenary. But this will be that one time where he get a pass for it. He should just leave. This Phoenix Suns team ain't going nowhere. What you think is weird because they got Devin Booker, they got Bradley Beal, they got Kevin Durant, and they got solid pieces. Why he can't win with Phoenix? It's so mind-boggling that he can't win with Phoenix. I find it so crazy that this man can't win with Phoenix. He's utterly a failure. He can't win nowhere else without Golden State. He should have just stayed in Golden State. He probably would have had like 2 more championships by now if he stayed in Golden State. Do you think Kevin Durant would have won more championships if he stayed in Golden State and never left? Yeah, that's a good thing to say too. But that all depends on what Grizzlies is giving up now too, Chi-Town. If you're assuming that the Grizzlies could finesse the Suns and still keep half their roster and get KD, then yeah, they should go to the finals. They gave up their depth for Bradley Beal. What a stupid thing. They were so stuck on this whole big three nonsense, thinking that they can win a championship by just getting a big three. Not going to work. Now Golden State is about to be dipped down more. The Lakers 11 games over 500. Yeah. The Lakers going to move up. The Lakers going to be a 4th seed or a 3rd seed. Watch. They keep going at this rate. The Lakers going to be a 3rd seed or a 4th seed. We already know they ain't going to be a playing team now. Now it just comes down, can they dominate the postseason? Might as well shoe in that the Lakers going to the playoffs. I seriously doubt that the Lakers won't go to the playoffs. They're going to the postseason. It's just going to happen. Deal with it. Now they're going to have a chance to win the championship. They got a legit chance, a fighting chance. Because people say that they could go all the way to the conference finals. People are still sold on OKC doing it. Well, what the hell is LeBron doing? Oh, he got 42 points at 40. Oh, wow. And he's enjoying himself. What is he doing, though? He's celebrating too much. Got to win the championship. Breaking all these records don't mean nothing if you ain't winning the championship. You're just out here playing just for the sake of playing. Do the Suns make the playoffs? I don't know. I think they're going to be a play-in. I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt and say they make it. KD seems to be pretty loyal. He seems to be pretty dedicated to the Phoenix Suns, wasting his time on that team. Chi-Town, do you think he should have went back to the Golden State Warriors? And what if KD went back to the Golden State Warriors? Because they was going to end up getting him, but he said he don't want to go back. Let's just say he agreed to go back. Does that make the Golden State Warriors a title contender or change the fate of the Golden State Warriors to you? He said, no, they're a disaster. Are you saying it's worse if KD comes? Steph Curry's having one of his worst seasons. This ain't Steph Curry of old. Steph Curry don't look like his old self. I don't know if age is creeping out with him, but something's not right with Steph Curry. Ooh, he went to the T-Wolves, going to play with Anthony Edwards, his favorite. Anthony Edwards is he's a KD fan. He growed up on KD. That's true. If KD went to the T-Wolves, Lord have mercy. Man, they need to drug test LeBron James. LeBron James need to be drug tested. I won't be surprised when he retires, reports come out that he was on steroids. I'm not saying he is, but I won't be surprised. Or maybe it's just that he wastes $1 million on his body, like he say he does. LeBron James playing basketball like he 32 years old. That don't look like a 40-year-old man on a basketball court. It's a very long time to be playing basketball at a high level. He is probably one of the most best conditioned basketball players of all time. The longer he plays, he's going to push this record farther past than Kareem. You know, that record of the number one scorer may stay there forever, or at least for another lifetime, because the guy's going to have to be super healthy to pass that record. He's going to have to play at least 20 plus seasons. Or if he don't play 20 plus seasons, he's going to have to play like 15 seasons, but average like 30 points a game for 15 seasons. Really? I can see that happening because the Lakers do pick up stars. The Lakers is a star-driven franchise. That'd be a scary team. That'd be a scary team. But the Lakers got too much championships as it is. I don't want to see the Lakers win more championships. Man, yo, what happened to Steph Curry? Yeah, he was. LeBron James been playing good basketball lately, man. He looked like a 32-year-old out there. KD on the Knicks would have been great, but we had to keep our roster intact. We have to keep our roster intact. Because if you bring KD to the Knicks, you have to find some way to keep Karl-Anthony Towns and keep Jalen Brunson. Everybody else you could take. But I don't know if who's going to offer that. Knicks won't have enough to offer for KD. They had to probably deplete their team. Yeah, LeBron James look like he's 32 years. Man, LeBron James got to get drug tested. We got to see what's going on with this man. What is this $1 million treatment that he getting? Shout out to LeBron James, though. I'm not saying he on steroids. I'm just joking. So before you LeBron people, it's just a joke. It's not a dig at LeBron James. But if anything, it's a compliment that you could still play basketball at 40 years old and still be in shape. It's the conditioning that make it last. Your talent never goes away. The conditioning is a different part. Oh, okay. See, but I don't know if the Knicks would want to get rid of Karl-Anthony Towns, though, or if they could. They probably would want to pair all three of them together. I'm just thinking like how a franchise would probably think. I don't think they would want to do a straight up trade for Karl-Anthony Towns and KD. Now, is KD a better fit? Yeah. KD's a better basketball player. KD's an all-time great. We don't even have to mention the things that KD do better than Karl-Anthony Towns. It's a waste of time talking about it. Saying KD is better than Karl-Anthony Towns is like saying LeBron James is a better basketball player than me. I mean, like, what are we talking about? It's not even, Yeah, it does. But what I'm saying is I don't think the Knicks will want to get rid of Karl-Anthony Towns. I think they will want to pair all three of them together. Because people always want to be greedy. But the Cavaliers got better. Cavaliers got better, man. DeAndre Hunter on the Cavaliers is a good trade. That's a good pickup. They're going to need that against Boston. They're going to need somebody going to have to try to beat Boston. They're going to need that against Boston. They might just be. I mean, it may be time to start taking them serious, but I don't know. Because if they flame out in the postseason, that means that regular season record means nothing. And G Money, that Jimmy Butler trade to the Warriors is a waste of time. That's a waste of time. Jimmy Butler he's just Andrew Wiggins' replacement. He's just another Andrew Wiggins on the Golden State Warriors. He's not gonna do nothing for the Warriors. What are the Warriors doing, man? They said the Warriors were shopping for a superstar. They asked about everybody. That means they made calls about Giannis. They made calls about Embiid, calls about anybody that they could get. Because they desperately need some help for Steph Curry. G Money, if Kevin Durant said, hey, take me back to the Golden State, because that trade was on the table. Phoenix Suns was going to send KD to the Warriors if he okayed that trade and say, hey, I take it. Do you think KD back on the Warriors helps them come title contenders? Yeah, pretty much. They got a younger Butler with a couple of role players and some draft picks. They definitely won that trade. All Golden State Warriors got is a whiny diva, Jimmy Butler, who ain't gonna win shit anyway. Jimmy Butler not gonna even play most regular season games. How he gonna get to the playoffs if he can't even play the games? Yeah, so this is not the Golden State Warriors of old. That supporting cast don't look the same. It just is what it is. So there probably nobody that can help turn things around for Steph Curry. Yeah, Jimmy Butler's a Hall of Famer. I give him that. I say he's a Hall of Famer. I'm not taking nothing away from him, but he's pretty much just an 18-point scorer a game. He barely plays regular season games. He's not worth the extension that he got with the Warriors. That's a waste of money. The Warriors must really be desperate because you sign Jimmy Butler to that much money, you must be on drugs. Yeah, that's a no-brainer. Vince Carter's a Hall of Famer, so Jimmy Butler would be one too. Yeah, Jimmy Butler's a Hall of Famer, but he's not a first ballot. But I guess Hall of Fame don't mean jack shit no more anyway. They put anybody in there. They put me and G Money in the Hall of Fame for nothing. They put us in the Hall of Fame for nothing, man. It is what it is, man. At this point, it just don't make no sense. But I think the Warriors got finessed. The Warriors are a worse team than they was. At least with Andrew Wiggins, they had some depth. Now they don't even got that. Because you gave away some of your depth for fucking Jimmy Butler. Vlade Divac. So the only reason why Tony Kukoc got in there is because he was very famous overseas. He was considered one of the greatest European basketball players. But the NBA is a different story. He was just a role player pretty much in the NBA. Go figure. Because I remember the hype of Jordan and Scottie Pippen, locking Tony Kukoc down in the Olympics. Hey, he right. The NBA Hall of Fame is just a big joke. They let anybody in there. Yes, Canelo versus Paul may be happening May 3rd, but Canelo's supposed to be fighting Terrence Crawford in September, so I don't know if he's going to do both of those fights in the same year. And hardcore boxing fans are accepting this. I am too, because I want to see Canelo knock Jake Paul out. Jake Paul is going to get knocked out. Jake Paul is going to get knocked out. That's all I got to say. Jake Paul is going to get knocked out. Canelo is one of the best boxers of this generation. Jake Paul is going to get knocked out. That's all I got to say. If you want to see Jake Paul get knocked out because you think he's too cocky, let him get in the ring against Canelo. He's going to get knocked out. Yeah. So, yeah, G-Money, that's a good point. That's why I said Tony Kukoc was in there, because of what he did overseas. It's not necessarily what he did in the NBA, because he was considered a good player overseas more. That's why. Yeah, Carmelo Anthony should be a Hall of Famer, though, pretty much, yeah. Carmelo Anthony not in the Hall of Fame yet. That's weird. But he cursing and saying the N-word on his podcast. The NBA may say, I don't want to have this guy in the Hall of Fame. Carmelo Anthony turned hood overnight. He's sitting there be like, yo, nigga, what's up? You know what I'm saying? Look at this nigga, yo. Carmelo Anthony, New York, straight from Brooklyn. Carmelo Anthony turned hood on the podcast. I think it's called like 3 a.m. Brooklyn in the morning, something like that. But Carmelo Anthony used to be so professional when he was in the NBA, had no signs of hoodness in him. All of a sudden, he goes on his podcast. Now he acting like a hip-hop star. He talked like a rapper now. You would have never thought Carmelo Anthony would even talk like that. Yeah, Rondo would get, Rondo would get in there, of course. Hey, yo, what y'all think of Salah Martin on the Dallas Mavericks? Salah Martin on the Dallas Mavericks. What y'all think? Giannis and Joker are definitely first ballot, without a question. The Joker's the Joker's the Joker. I mean, it's self-explanatory. He's already a proven player. No, Giannis got a championship. He's a number one option. He got MVPs, Defensive Player of the Year in one season. He's already a Hall of Famer. That alone puts him in there. That's what the Hall of Fame should be, is guys that won awards, championships, stuff like that. Yeah, Salat Martin is good. He's a good role player. He does all the dirty things that you need, diving on the floor for loose balls. Pause. He's going to be good for the Dallas Mavericks. He's definitely going to be good. You know. So you spinning this narrative that you trade Luka because he didn't perform well in the NBA Finals. Kyrie didn't play too good in the NBA Finals neither. Just saying. A lot of star players choke in the NBA Finals. LeBron James choked multiple times in the NBA Finals. But yeah, he's still a Hall of Famer. He's still an all-time great player. Dallas Mavericks, you should have kept Luka. Stick it out. You probably would have won one sooner or later. Okay. What did Truder say? Wow. Dennis Schroeder need to shut his mouth. That's how he got traded. Yeah, that's the reports. That's a good cover up. But I'm not falling for that, though. We would never know, though. We just have to go with what's reported. Chi-Town, we will never know the truth. The only ones that's going to know the truth is Luka and the front office of the Dallas Mavericks. And they do a good job of keeping secrets. They would never tell us what's the real problem. We would never know the real problem of the Dallas Mavericks, unfortunately. That's just what it is. We would never know the real truth. I'm not believing that. There's a lot of players, quote unquote, that wasn't super conditioned. Shaq won 3 championships not being super conditioned. He was still in his prime. Luka just led this team to the finals as their number one option. I don't believe a damn thing what the Dallas Mavericks say in the front office. I think they're lying. They got to do something to cover that up. Luka probably did something that he's not supposed to be doing. Probably messed with the owner's wife or something. Who knows? But we're never going to know. At this point, it's just a guess who. It's a mystery. Shaq is still an all-time great. Just because he's not considered the GOAT, you can never take away a guy that just won 4 championships. Shaq is a 4-time champion and viewed as one of the most dominant basketball players of all time. And he's a top 10 player of all time. He probably would. But he don't have to be the GOAT. He don't have to be in that conversation. He's still an all-time great. He got 4 championships. You can never take that away from him. And he was an MVP. Shaq is a top 10 player of all time. One of the greatest centers ever. And he did it by not being seriously conditioned. That's debatable. I can't say he underachieved. He had a time window. Shaq's prime didn't last too long anyway. Shaq got drafted in 92. So from 92 to 2002 was probably his best prime. And so he had like a good 10-year window. He's a big. Guys don't last that long. Everybody's body is not the same. You know. Yeah. See, that's pie in the air. That's spoke. I don't believe that. He got 4 championships. That's what he was meant to win. You know, I can't go by what ifs. You know, we don't know if he would have won 6 to 7 championships. He was playing since 1992. He made it to the finals in his 3rd year. If anything, he was overachieving from the minute he got into the NBA. I don't think so, because Tim Duncan was there. Even if Shaq was in shape, they wasn't going to beat the Spurs every year. Kobe said it himself that the Spurs was always a problem for them. You're not going to deny Tim Duncan the championships. He about to split that. So I can't agree with that. I can't sit there and say that he would have won all these championships. I can't do that. Now, I would give you this though, Chi-Town. I say he would have won at least one more the year that they got beat by the Detroit Pistons. If he was better in shape, he probably would have won that one. I give you that one. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's the year they lost to the Detroit Pistons. That's the championship Shaq left on the table. But LeBron James left like 6 championships on the table. Great players do that sometimes. Yeah, of course. That's what you're supposed to say. They got confidence. But I don't agree with that. I don't think they would have won 6 championships if they stayed together. Because remember, Kobe was winning championships when Shaq left. And Shaq was already done at that point. Shaq was basically done like 2005. Shaq wasn't even the same no more. He was barely getting by 2006. So from 1992 to 2006, that was the best of Shaq. Shaq was done. This is the same guy that popped his Achilles just running, you know? Yes, that's what I'm saying. You can't just say you got other great players that playing in the league. You got the Tim Duncans of the world, you know? Shaq is a big. He's not going to last super long. He ain't LeBron James. He's not meant to play basketball for 22 years. He played great basketball from 1992 to 2005, respectively. If you want to push it, say 2006. Anything after 2006, Shaq was done. Shaq on the Cleveland Cavaliers was a shell of himself. He was done. The one that played with LeBron was done. The one that played on Boston Celtics was done. The one that played on the Phoenix Suns was done. He was done. Yeah. You know, of course, Shaq and Kobe gonna say, "Yeah, we could have won more." That's confidence. All players supposed to say we're gonna win more. You know, but if you ask Jordan, "Hey, would you, if you didn't retire in 1991, would you won the championship?" Hell yeah, I would have won in 1999. Of course. Then nobody's gonna say that plays basketball. They're always gonna say they would have won more. I think he achieved just the right amount of what he's supposed to achieve. If he had work ethic, he probably would have won in 2004. Maybe that's it. You know. No, what stopped Shaq was just old age. Man, not everybody's going to be playing for 22 years like LeBron. You know, he's a 4-time champion. How many guys are walking around the NBA that got 4 championships? So you making the case that he could have had 5 or 6 is irrelevant. The fact is, the truth is, he got 4. That's good enough. He don't need 5 or 6. He got 4. He was lucky enough to get that 4th one because he was pretty much carried by D Wade. He was an old man when he was on the Miami Heat. Shaq's prime was 1992, really, till about 2004. That was his best years. Outside of that, he wasn't the same no more. And remember, Shaq got pretty much manhandled by Ben Wallace. Ben Wallace gave Shaq the business in the NBA Finals. So you can't just say Shaq would have just won just because he was conditioned. He just got outplayed. Shaq got outplayed by Hakeem Olajuwon in the NBA Finals, and that was in his prime. So just admit Shaq wasn't just he wouldn't won all those championships because he wasn't the best player at all anyway. Shaq was always a top 10, sometimes a top 5. You know, you can make a case he was the best player in the world for that three-peat, but that's only 3 years. Shaq was never the best basketball player in his prime for most of his career. So winning more championships probably would have been irrelevant. Let's put that to mind. Hold on. So we go down the gauntlet. He got outplayed by Hakeem Olajuwon in his prime. He got outplayed by Ben Wallace. He got outplayed by Tim Duncan. Shaq didn't beat everybody. He got his ass kicked too, as he should. You know, just because he's a dominant basketball player doesn't mean he can't get outplayed. Giannis is a dominant basketball player. Did he win every year? Giannis got his ass kicked by a lot of players. He got beat by the Miami Heat. They put that wall up and knocked his ass out the postseason. He got beat by the Boston Celtics. Giannis been stopped many times. Shaq has been stopped many times. Shaq was stopped by Dennis Rodman. Dennis Rodman put the clamps on Shaq many times. And Shaq was way better than Dennis Rodman. Shaq got swept by the Bulls in '96. And he wasn't even himself in that finals. He was young in his prime, the closest condition that you're going to get, and he still lost. So Shaq and Kobe saying they would have won more championships is just confidence. But the truth of the matter is Shaq has never been always the best player in the world. This is why he would never be in a GOAT conversation, because he was only the best basketball player in the world, arguably, for 3 years of his career. He never was the best basketball player in '92, not '93, not '94, not '95, not '96, not '97, not '98, not '99. He was the best basketball player in 2000, 2001, and 2002. That's only 3 years. 3 years Shaq was the best basketball player in the world. And those 3 years, you could make a case that Kobe was better for the last 2. That's why he was fighting over who team it was. Because 2002 and 2003, Kobe definitely was better than Shaq for those years. Definitely those 2 years. And then it just went past 2003. It was all Kobe. Kobe was better than Shaq 03, 04, 05, 06, 07, 08, 09, 2010, 2011, etc. Shaq was already done by then. He said Celtics looking terrible. The Blazers may end up creeping in there, man. You know, Shaq was a good player, though. Good player. I can't say he was underachieving, though, man. That's a little bit steep because he's never been the best player in the world. Only 3 years. So if he was only the best player for 3 years and he won in those 3 years, that's not overachieving. That's just a guy that was just best for those 3 years. He was always a top 10 player or sometimes a top 5. That's about it. You know. And Shaq said it himself that Kobe could have won those finals MVPs. But Kobe sacrificed. You know, Shaq said it himself. Kobe easily could have been an MVP. Because you look at 2001 with going up against the Pacers, Kobe put the Lakers on his back. Without Kobe Bryant, the Lakers probably would never won in 2001. 2002, Kobe Bryant carried the Lakers as well. He took on all the assignments. I mean, not 2000. I said 2000. I'm sorry. 2000, Kobe Bryant took on the Pacers. 2001, he took on Allen Iverson. Shaq wasn't guarding Allen Iverson. Kobe was guarding Allen Iverson, the best player on the opposite team. And the last year where they three-peat, they swept the New Jersey Nets. You could have gave the MVP to Kobe on that year. Yeah. Without Kobe closing, the Lakers don't win no championships. So Shaq wasn't never that great to begin with in terms of closing games, because there have been other bigs in the history of basketball that could close games. The Joker is a big. He could close games. Hakeem Olajuwon is a big. He could close games. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is a big. He could close games. Wilt Chamberlain is a big. He could close games. So it's not the position he was playing. Shaq just was never the best basketball player like that. Shaq needed Kobe more than Kobe needed Shaq, because Kobe went on to win 2 championships without Shaq. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people discredit Kobe for that. I mean, we all did. But when you sit back and think about it, clearly Shaq needed Kobe more than Kobe needed Shaq. That's just a fact. I don't know, man. Mark Williams put up big stats on a bad team. We don't know if he's really that good. We're going to find out, though. We're going to find out if he really is living up to those stats that he put up on a bad team. Anybody could put up good stats on a bad team. That don't mean you're a good basketball player if you put up good stats on a bad team. Let me give you an example. Let's say I play basketball. My team sucks. We're like 9-34, but I'm the only guy on the team that averaging 16 points. It's because somebody got to do it. We getting our asses kicked every night. Somebody going to have to they keep shooting. They're going to put the ball in the basket at some point. That doesn't mean I'm a good basketball player because I can average 16 points on a bad team that I get a bunch of shots up on anyway. Because if I was that great, I would have been winning for my team instead of losing. We don't know nothing about this Mark Williams guy. He never had the opportunity to show us if he's good or not. Go on a good team and produce good stats, and let's see how good you are. Because anybody could put up good stats on a bad team. Anybody could put up good stats on a bad team. Let me say that again. This is a fact. This is not an opinion. Anybody could put up good stats on a bad team, aka Bradley Beal. When you come to a good team, you find out you're not as good. Yeah, he probably would. I think so too. Damn, what the hell happened to Anthony Edwards? He out here trying to Jalen Brooks and Anthony Edwards going at it. Man, Jalen Brooks, he's just trying to get underneath everybody's skin. Look, he's trying to fight with Anthony Edwards now. Man, Jalen Brooks coming to Doug. He's the enforcer of the Houston Rockets. Mark would be tested when he put on a Lakers jersey, G-Money. Forget the playoffs. He's going to be tested the minute he put on a Laker jersey because he never had the opportunity to play on a good team. Can you play with good players and win games? Because if he was so great, he would have been winning games for the Charlotte Hornets. He just put up good numbers on a bad team. Big deal. I could put up big numbers on a bad team. Let me shoot the ball 20 times. I give you 10 points. I give you double digits. That don't mean I'm a good basketball player. Yeah, the Heat are done. But they did get a younger version of a Jimmy Butler, though, and Andrew Wiggins. Damn, look at that. Look at Anthony Edwards. Beast mode. They got him fired up. Get him, Ant. Get him, Ant. They got him fired up. Look at Anthony Edwards. He got fired up, boy. How much points? 41 points for Anthony Edwards tonight, boy. See, Dillon Brooks need to get him more mad. Anthony Edwards is really playing good basketball, man. He putting Minnesota on his back. That's how you play like an MVP. If you haven't noticed, Anthony Edwards is one of my favorite players to watch. He got that Kobe and Jordan in him, and I just love to watch the guy play. He's by far my most fun basketball player to watch. But anyway, y'all, I'm out, man. We've been here for an hour. Y'all have a good one, man. Peace.